Welcome to the presentation about the Work Alone Smart Monitor, a system that hopes to improve the worker safety in a laboratory near you. The Work Alone Smart Monitor system was a project sponsored by Dr. Keith Fenrich of Rehabilitation Medicine. Our team for this project was 4 members strong, with myself, Jesse Goertzen, Josh Eastgaard, Henry Zhu, and Sean Piatt. Working alone is necessary, but comes with inherent risk. One way to mitigate that risk is by keeping in contact with your supervisor regularly so they're aware of your well-being. The Work Alone Smart Monitor system intends to automate this process, removing some burden from both the worker and their supervisor. The current prototype of the Work Alone Smart Monitor system is pragmatic and robust. There's much room to improve it into a sleek and elegant desktop staple.
My name is Josh, and with our Work Alone Smart Monitor, one of the most interesting and my favorite parts to work on when building the hardware side of things was playing around with the capacitance, the sensing capacitance we needed to detect a touch through our 3D printed model and have this be redundant and reproducible so that we could negate any voltage spikes in our actual circuitry while still sensing the presence of people coming in. So we had to play around with the capacitance and we had to run different wires in different locations and do a couple of reprints in the 3D model just so we can get the capacitor working and the capacitive touch sensing all packaged and working all together so that it can be used in our design. It was really fun to do, a little stressful, but we're really proud of how it all turned out. And now a user can go and touch the device, activate it, turn it on, and use that as their check-in.
Hello, my name is Sean. I was mostly working on the software side of this project. I split up the design into device front end and Firebase back end. Of course, the front end, we had to make sure that users can check in, be alerted when a check-in interval is occurred. I wanted supervisors and employees to schedule their work alone times so they can work on the days they want to. And of course, we had to make sure that the Bluetooth was integrated with the device in order to ensure the connectivity. And then looking on the Firebase backend, I added a flexible pairing system so supervisors can choose which employees they're supervising. That allows them to keep their user interface clean and not be bombarded by other users' data that might be unnecessary to them. The schedules are stored on the Firebase and is updated to the user's UI in real time. So they know when their next schedule is, or they can cancel, delete, or see their upcoming schedules. And finally, one of my favorite parts to work on during this project was setting up the automated notifications to the supervisor and automating a call if multiple missed check-ins were made. And it's cool to see how the device sends the notifications successfully, and then after 4 missed check-ins, the supervisor is called.
One part of the design that required constant iteration was the connectivity side of things. We had initially planned on using a Wi-Fi connection. This was determined to be not an ideal solution for a number of reasons, one of which being it would require some awkward setup on the side of the device itself, requiring a connection to UWS, which could be problematic. Next, we moved on to Bluetooth, and there was the choice between a standard Bluetooth connection and a Bluetooth low energy connection. Of the two, unsurprisingly, for a device concerned with battery life, we went with Bluetooth Low Energy, which is determined to be a lot more efficient and didn't have as much bloat as the standard Bluetooth connection, as we just needed a simple handshake and rudimentary data collection. Finally, we were going to use the RSSI signal strength, which is just a relative signal strength indicator of the communication to determine proximity to the device. However, this was determined to be a bit inconsistent and unnecessary, as being in proximity to the device and remaining connected was effectively handling the proximity detection by itself, just by the connection itself.
Hey, I'm Henry. I'm just gonna introduce our future work. So one of the first improvements we are looking at is the iOS platform support. So right now the mobile app only runs on the Android side, which works, but obviously that limits us in mixed device environments. So expanding to iOS would really help make the system more accessible and usable across the board. And another feature we want to implement, which is the enhancement of custom audio alerts. The idea is to let the user upload their own sound files to the device through the SD card. So instead of a generic beeping or tone, they can set a sound that works best for their space, or even one that's more noticeable or personalized. It's all about giving user more flexibility. And finally, we'd like to add an SMS emergency fallback. This would be kicked in for if both the worker and their supervisor are not responding. So in those rare cases, the system could send an automated text to a third contact or even emergency service with the session info. It adds another layer of safety and makes sure no one slips through the cracks.
Up next, Dr. Parker and his team of questionable qualifications will demo the project in action.
Hi, good morning, guys. I'm Dr. Parker. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And you guys are Henry.
Sean.
Just make sure. Perfect. All right. Well, so I'm just going to go through with you guys how this new app that's working in our laboratories is going to go. You guys downloaded the Work Alone Smart Monitor app on your phone previously prior to coming here. All right. So I'll get you guys to pull your phones out and open up the app. I'm going to do so on mine as well. So you should be able to log in just with your own university account. Once you guys have logged in, you guys are just going to be able to use the scheduler to schedule a time you wish to be working in the lab, all right? So you guys can just communicate with me, and you guys can schedule on there. I will get the request, and then I'll be able to accept it. So you guys are going to be able to go and work in those labs alone. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. Once I've approved it, you guys are going to be able to go to those labs at that time you are scheduled to do. And what's going to happen is you're going to have that little monitor that we talked about earlier. It's going to be in your lab manual. It's going to have a picture of it for you guys. And you guys are going to use that device. You guys are going to be able to connect to it through the app as long as you guys are in the lab during your scheduled time. All right? Once you guys have connected to it, I just need you guys to make sure that you guys are doing your check-ins with either the device or through the application, just so I'm aware of what's going to be happening. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So you guys can go ahead, schedule when you guys want to. I'm going to get the request on here. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to me at any time, all right?
Okay.
Fantastic. All right, well, have fun in the lab, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
While logged in as a supervisor, you have a couple of options, such as connecting to the device such that it can be configured for a variety of settings. When configured, these settings are stored on the cloud and such that they are associated with that device and that device only. Within the scheduler, supervisors can schedule their employees for a specific work alone monitoring time, which they will then check in with the app on their own time when they begin working. Supervisors can view a log of the check-in history of each of their employees that they're responsible for. They can see whether they've met or missed a check-in and when that was. Supervisors can also view the past work alone sessions of their workers that they're responsible for.
Shouldn't have picked a Monday to work with me. Oh, there's the device the supervisor told me about. I'm supposed to turn it on like this. Like that? We'll cut that. All right, and I turn on my app. And I hit connect. Oh, a solid light means that I'm connected. So I'm good to go. What do you mean failed? Gosh. Just wasting 15 minutes here doing nothing. Oh, I have to check in now? Okay. All right. Click. All right, I'm checked in. Now it'll be quiet for a little bit longer. Now I gotta get my password. Oh, jeez, okay. Gotta find the right one. Oh no, which is it? Which is it? Oh God, is it this one? No. Oh God, I can't let him know.
Hey, Sean, is everything okay? Sean, are you all right?
No, please.
Okay, yeah, I'll be right there. It's only been 5 minutes.
The Work Alone Smart Monitor is configured to allow a handful of missed check-ins. These missed check-ins act as a grace period before the supervisor is automatically contacted via the application. The phone number is configured when the supervisor signs up for the application, and as the supervisors are responsible for specific workers, that is who is automatically called.
I'm connected. Just grab it to my solder station. Oh, the light is on. I need to check in. Perfect. Oh, my phone is notifying me to check in. Good, I'm checked in.
Hey guys, how are you guys doing today?
Good.
How are your lab sessions for the first time working with this Work Alone Smart Monitor system?
That's very interesting.
Yeah, it was. It is. We quite like that new procedure. And how do you find it?
It was good.
You guys have any questions or concerns about how to use the system?
I'm thinking because I'm a soldering guy and I always do soldering in the soldering station. So I was hoping to have the device at the soldering station. Is that acceptable?
Yeah, absolutely. You can have it near any machinery you want. The case will keep it from any interference, any signal interference, so you don't have to worry about that.
That sounds good.
And how about you?
I'm just curious. I think I missed 1 or 2 check-ins. What's the max before something happens?
Well, you can miss up to 2 check-ins, and at that point, what will happen is your phone will actually have to call your supervisor, which in that case would have been me. But luckily, I didn't get anything from you guys, so yeah, it all worked out. And if you guys have any further questions when you guys are in the lab or before going into your next session, just remember you can always look for this information in your lab manual, or you can just talk to your professor or your supervising professor, and we'll have all the answers for you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, enjoy the rest of your semester, guys.
Great. Thanks.
On behalf of the team at the Work Alone Smart Monitor, I want to extend our gratitude to the audience, as well as our professor, Dr. Stephen Knudsen, our TAs, Odessa and Urging, and of course, our project sponsor, Dr. Keith Fenrich. Thank you all very much for watching.